Boss, what are we doing here?
One of life's greatest mysteries, isn't?
No, I mean, why are we waiting here? The corpse worshippers. They're going to the refinery. Should we not be there?
Were you not listening to the briefing?
Of course not. Whenever that buffoon talks, I cannot help but fall asleep at his confusing words.
Well, that buffoon got us some information that the corpse worshippers are going to pass through this area. We are here to take out their Razorback. Supposedly, their captain is riding in there. When they pass through, I will use my rocket launcher, and we will be the ones to have ended the battle before it even starts. We may even become chosen.
And so that's why you took me to cover your tracks. Very well. I shall help you.
You already agreed to help. Is there something...
Shush! You hear that?
Charge!
What? Pests!
Fall back! We've done our duty.
Aztecs! Where are you, you traitor?
Hey, did you know that scout sergeants can take the same sort of thing a normal sergeant can? I didn't. So obviously I had to try and give one the most not scout compatible thing I could, just to say that I did. I got this lightning claw and cut the arm off, which was way easier than I thought it would be. Got one of the bolter holding arms and cut the lower part off and glued it together. Now, I think it makes sense that the scouts are short. They're not full Marines yet, but this is a bit too short. So I cut their legs off at the knees. And did the same hot glue thing I do to all my Marines. And you don't really need to make them that tall at all. They're still grown boys. For their bods, I removed all their Imperialises, because they're scouts. They haven't earned them yet, except the sergeant. I just removed the skull from his. Green stuff in the legs. You don't need to be neat or anything. Their pants, wrinkly pants. I decided to give the sergeant this head, but the joint for scouts is different to normal heads, so I cut it off and put some green stuff in there. Despite them being scouts, I did want to give them something unique. They're blood angels after all. They have to have something cool. I gave this guy a thin layer of green stuff and carved blood into it. The guy with the skull got some leaves or whatever, like this chest from the Tactical Marines. And the sergeant gets a blood drop where the skull was, and some wires for his lightning claw, since we had to cut them off before. And I had just a little bit of green stuff left, so I gave this guy a neck so he could look up a bit. So I wanted to paint them with Dark Angels Red. What? So I wanted to paint them with Blood Angels Red, but I found out when the pot is almost out, you gotta add a little bit of contrast medium to the pot, because it does something, I don't know. I'll paint over it with Mephiston Red later. Oh. I forgot the sergeant's shoulder pads. Well, might as well do all the other black things with Black Templar. Then I did all their gloves, boots, and all their pouches with Rhinox hide. Then Lead Belcher on their guns, knives, whatever's on their heads, those tubes, and their backs. For their heads, I started with Bugman's Glow, and progressively added more and more Kislev flesh. You know, as it gets lighter, I go more on the top parts and the edges, and then just a little bit of white for the eyes. And then some Black Temp. Hey, wait a minute, get out of here. And then some Black Templar for the pupils, and it's so What? No, it wasn't focusing. No, not in my moment of triumph. No, 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 no. I don't understand cameras. Well, I somehow made the perfect faces. Normally all my faces turn out okay at best, but this time it was perfect. Well, after that I used Everland Sunset for their hair, and you know, I never thought about it before. I don't think I've ever painted eyebrows on anyone before, and it looks good. Tutorials have just never told me to do it, so I never thought to. I mixed a little bit of white into the yellow to do some of the brighter parts. Then Apothecary White on the pants and sleeves. This guy's leaves get some Dark Angels Green. And then the blood drop, the thing on his lightning claw, and the skulls on their arms with Retributor armor. Then I made the blood drop a gem with Spirit Stone Red. And then I thinned down Aquilon Green. Wait, no, I forgot to thin it. Somehow. Then with a thinned down Aquilin green, I made this guy's visor glow, and because of what I did, I forgot to also do the lightning claws. But I did that later. Then I finally decided to redo the red with Mephiston red, then Nuln Oil on all the metal, Reikland Flesh Shade on all the gold, then I did the claws like I said before, freehand the stuff, and they're done.
Aztecs, where are you, you traitor?
He's gone, Mordox.
What?
He is furthering my own plans, which just so happen to be in opposition to yours.
You little rat. I'll kill you both.
Careful, cousin. This wouldn't be the first outburst of yours. And many Night Lords just so happen to see Aztecs leave with you. It would be a shame if they saw you return without him.
We were ambushed.
By scouts, if word got out about that.
I get it. You've backed me into a corner. What do you need of me?
I'm glad you asked.